Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 90th minute. We are your hosts tonight. Myself, Liam, Lucas, Maddie, and Woz. Greg's not here, but that is okay.
Pray for Greg.
Yes, pray for Greg. If you are new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube with your notifications on. Hit that bell symbol. Hit like on this video. Comment down below. Get involved with any and all of our conversations tonight. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear your opinions and your thoughts. Yep. And check us out on social media. Links are in the description. Big shout outs before we get into this episode. We hit 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you very much for that. We greatly appreciate all support we've received there. It is decent, yeah. And as well on TikTok, we hit 60,000 not too long ago, but thank you for the immense numbers over on TikTok. Make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribed, make sure your notifications are on. It's been a busy week of football. We have lots to cover, lots to discuss.
Yeah.
Where should we kick things off?
And like I always say, if you are listening on the audio apps, thank you for your time for listening. Honestly, it's
I never remember to mention
we get
Apple,
a lot of listeners on there.
Spotify,
so.
yeah, we do get a ton of listeners.
Yeah. And on the bright side, Maddie and I are back, right?
Yes, I wasn't there last week.
Yeah, it did well. You guys, I heard
I was missed.
You know, my viewers and listeners, they said it was a chill podcast, so that's good.
Did you not watch the podcast?
Sometimes I don't.
Wow, shame on you.
You think I have the attention span for that?
I did. I actually listened to it on Spotify while I was playing FIFA.
No, nice.
That's what I do.
But let's get into football.
Yes, it was a busy week.
Oh, yeah.
I think we always kick things off in the Premier League, so why change it now? I'm not really going to start off with the first game of the week, because the first game of the week was Wolves versus Crystal Palace. I don't think that deserves to be the kickoff game. I think we're going to kick things off with Lucas and Liverpool as they played West Ham United.
Why would you not kick it off with the big game from today? Why would we not talk about the biggest game of the weekend as the first topic?
We're going to save that. We're going to save that for a little bit.
No, why?
Because United were jumped.
Let's get onto it.
I fell asleep like 4 times.
It was not a great game. It was not a great game.
Now, unfortunately, I couldn't have really paid attention to it as much as I wanted to. I was working at the time, early shift. I did have the game while I was working, so I did catch glimpses. Much. No, I didn't, clearly, except for an Aubameyang penalty.
Yeah, and frankly, it was a deserved penalty, and that there's nothing controversial.
Yeah, for once, it isn't United getting a penalty.
It's weird, it's the tables have turned. We're losing to a penalty.
United were second best. Iffy substitutions. I don't know why you brought on Matic before you brought on Van de Beek. And I thought
fucking unlucky, that kid, bro.
I thought Edison Cavani was an absolute waste of space while he was out there. He did nothing.
Well, they weren't providing him anything.
But the only player that did anything in the red jersey that night was Marcus Rashford. He looked dangerous going forward, but he wasn't getting service. He wasn't getting good chances. So what can you do?
Yeah, once again, it's been Marcus Rashford who's been really providing the offense. And unfortunately, we have Martial hasn't been reliable when he's been playing. Cavani has barely played any football in the last 7 to 8 months. So
Cavani looks slow.
You can't expect much from Cavani. The fact that in the last amount of football he played was back maybe in February. And
not only that, but he was playing in Ligue 1 with Mbappe and Neymar beside him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna just say Ligue 1's a terrible league.
No, but his 2 wingers helped.
Yeah, and then Bruno. I'll be honest. At times he does. I feel like he
disappeared a little bit.
He disappears in the big games. I won't lie. There's a lot of
penalties.
What? I'm going to give a little bit of credit to your side defensively. I thought you were all right. I mean, you lost on a penalty, which was none of your center back's fault.
I know I haven't been on the podcast for a couple of weeks here, but I'll admit our defense has improved a lot.
It hasn't been terrible.
I know we've criticized Maguire a lot. He's actually started to play a bit better. Obviously, he's not playing to
he started to play like an average Premier League.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
He's not playing like a £5 million defender.
He's fucking captain, man. Why don't they just give Rashford the captaincy? What the hell is that dumbass have it for?
They gave it to Bruno.
One man is starting fights in Greece.
They gave it to Bruno.
The other one's giving food to children. What the fuck, Bruno?
I bet that guy can even speak
Actually,
English?
pretty well.
He can actually. He can.
Yeah.
I've listened to his
And
interviews.
you know what? He's
him.
very good at motivating the squad. So
He is,
I'm okay
he
with
is.
Bruno. I do agree. Rashford deserves a little bit more of the captaincy.
Yeah.
But defensively, you were all right. I was not a huge fan of Luke Shaw going down that left wing. He was not providing much. His
I
corners
like
were
Luke Shaw,
crap.
but there are times where he's sometimes not good enough or not
But-
fast enough.
We did predict this game on 1v1, and we'll talk about 1v1 later on. Lucas
Yeah.
has some statistics to give us, but I want to give credit to not only myself because I called this, but Mikel Arteta. I said this is going to be a manager battle, and I think Mikel Arteta will come out on top. And I mean, 1-0 victory on a penalty. I'm not going to say it's a tactical masterclass,
Sure,
but
it was
Arteta gets the victory.
Sure, it was decided on a penalty, but I mean, Arsenal were the better team. They
Yeah.
actually created good chances. I'm not gonna say they didn't deserve
For
it.
points in time I was awake, they were.
Yeah.
And
So
last week I did give some criticism to Arteta because Arsenal really struggled to really create any chances through the middle. You didn't see too much chances created through the middle in this match either, but you didn't really need to, I guess, because Manchester United, especially in the wings, were not
from
defending
what
the best.
yeah, from my point of view, I thought Elneny played well for Arsenal. I think that's how you
Say
pronounce
that
his
again?
name. I don't want to say it. Just tell me how to pronounce it.
Mohamed
you're gonna fucking say it.
Elneny.
Elneny? Oh my
Yes.
bad. And
He's been
Thomas
around
Partey
for a
played
while.
well. Thomas Partey played well. Saka played well for Arsenal going forward. My only issue with Arsenal is that Aubameyang's playing on the wing. I would like to see him more central. I think that's where he's best.
At least he
Did
scored a
you know
penalty.
that this victory...
What are you gonna
Yeah,
have?
Lucas, he finally scored a goal for you.
Yeah.
Did you
Same
know
here.
that this was Arsenal's first away win
Yep.
against the top six, like the typical top six, in 29 games? That's a long time to go
This is
without a victory away against a top six
this
opposition.
is also Arsenal's first win at Old Trafford in 14 years.
I mean,
and
it begs
honestly-
the question, is Manchester United top six?
Well, not really. No, at the moment it's been really wishy-washy. A lot of people were asking me what my predictions were, and I thought before this game I thought we could win 2-1, unless Ole plays it into Arteta's hands, which was basically what happened. Arteta knows how to beat Ole.
I think Ole just throws players on the pitch and is like, "Yo, please do something." man."
Yeah.
And then
I think
and there's
that's how
times
he
where it works, right? There's just times where it's like, oh, this
Well,
is
there's
great.
times where there's enough quality within the ranks to get that
Well, I mean,
victory.
I think the Champions League's been an example of that. Beating PSG and Leipzig, and then now we
That
just come up
game
flat.
against
Yeah.
Leipzig, they were getting so much praise of, oh, this is such a great 5-0 victory. It was 2-0 in like the 90th minute, and like
And then Marcus Rashford
I didn't think you
comes
deserved
on,
5-0.
I mean, I think it was more so Leipzig was just really poor defensively. That was it. They were a mess in the back. But back to the Arsenal versus United game. What did you guys make of it from what you saw?
It was fucking boring, dude.
Any
It
more
wasn't a
comments?
class. It
really
was not a
actually
Premier League
fucking
classic.
boring.
I mean,
Like,
for me,
fuck,
it's
I never fell
a
asleep, dude. I've watched like Southampton play against some shit ass teams, and I don't think I've ever fell asleep that much in my life.
ultimately for me. I think it's Arsenal came in, they got 3 points, and they leave. They're happy with the points.
Yeah.
The
they needed
performance
them.
doesn't necessarily matter. For United, they weren't good enough. There was no creativity. There
I
was
agree.
no attacking flair. There was no immense chances. Defensively, you were all right, but you gave up a poor penalty. Paul Pogba, he said himself it was a stupid play for him, which it was.
It's good that he admitted that, right? Accountability is
And-
important.
Ultimately, you couldn't get enough to come back and get your own chances to win the game.
Yeah, it's a real
That's
shame.
ultimately what it was.
Because we're like sitting 15th in the prime. It's disgusting to
It's
say.
not good.
No. While we're like,
is
while-
Ole on the hot seat?
oh, he probably is. But once again, he's probably going to go win another big game here and save his job. That's what happens as soon as he's on the hot
Maurizio.
I think
seat.
he's
Maurizio.
been on the hot seat for the past 2 years, no?
Yeah.
I think he had a brief like 4 months where he wasn't, and then he got back on it.
I think he just does enough to keep his job. That's
No,
all.
Yeah.
what happens is that he's on the hot seat, and then he beats a team like PSG, and he's not on the hot seat anymore.
Yeah, man, just does enough to keep his job. That's all he does.
Does United have an
Yeah,
easy
boy.
schedule
That's all we
coming
need.
up?
I think it's getting easier.
After Everton, it gets a lot easier on
Yeah,
paper.
and Everton's not a tough test, but they haven't been performing as well as they started.
I was kind of disappointed with the two big fixtures of this weekend and last weekend, which both involved United. Just both teams seemingly not trying to take that risk to win the game, which is understandable, but I don't know.
It was flat. I know last week against Leicester, Arsenal were also quite flat. They weren't creating a lot of chances. It was another boring game. But Leicester won 1-0 due to Jamie Vardy. And the tables kind of turned where they won 1-0 because of an Aubameyang penalty. Do you have guys any comments about Arsenal? Because I know we've been getting some questions about Arsenal recently. To talk about them anymore, what do we think of them this season?
Gabriel Magalhaes. That guy was insanely good in that game.
He did get kind of turned by Mason Greenwood before he got subbed off. He got done dirty, but I mean they got the clean sheet. So
still, he had an immense game. I thought.
Yeah,
just winning everything in the air.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything from either side that I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. I was just like, okay, they went in, they got 3 points, they walked out, kind of thing.
Maybe I'm over dramatizing this, but you know.
Yeah. Arsenal are now in 9th. They are 4-0-3, 12 points, while Man United are sitting in 15th with 7 points.
I mean, it's not good for you
disgusting.
guys. You guys could have been title contenders
No,
this year
we're
with
in a-
how the Premier
yeah.
League was going, but it's not looking good.
100% agreed. If we won this game, we could have actually maybe pushed for something. But right now we're in an awful position. They've been underwhelming games to say the least.
Southampton's more of a title contender than
from-
United right now.
It seems like we're just caring about the Champions League, and the league is just there.
Shouldn't
To me,
be.
it seems like you're not consistent enough.
Oh no, and
'Cause
we've now.
that performance against PSG was very, very good. Like
Yeah.
every single person on that pitch performed very well against Paris.
You know what pisses me
Your
off?
game
about
against Chelsea was all right. You know, defensively you were solid. You weren't great going forward, but you were
Yeah.
solid at the back. The game against Leipzig, you kept yet another clean sheet, but you scored 5 goals. Whether I thought you deserved it or not, you scored 5 goals. Now, here we are, where you need to score even 1 goal just to get a point out of it, and you can't seem to create any offensive chances.
And I don't know. It's like, what was I gonna say? It's like Tuanzebe had one amazing game against PSG, and we have to see him
Where
in
is
the
he?
team.
Like,
Yeah.
that's so
I
unfair
feel
to the
like
guy.
this would have been a game where I think Alex Telles could have been key coming down the left, like you said.
Yes.
But unfortunately, he got COVID, so he couldn't play.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So, but it is what it is. Arsenal. I think they needed this result too after that loss to Leicester. They've been okay this season. I think I've expected better from them, but their players are starting to pick up. But just if they had Aubameyang down the middle, I'd be happy.
I want to talk about Liverpool
Yeah.
because Liverpool was a very interesting game.
No,
It
they
ends
did. Honestly, I
2-1.
won't agree.
It ends
I'll agree
2-1
with
for
you.
Liverpool, but at the same time, it was one of your more nervy games you've had this season.
You could say that for sure when we were down 1-0.
I mean, more nervy than
You can
losing
say that.
7-2. Or...
You didn't win until the 85th minute, Lucas.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Results resulted anyways.
But West Ham are a
You
team
had-
that's been overlooked by a lot of people, maybe even disrespected by many, including us. They've been playing well this season.
Lucas,
They have.
I will agree. They've been a bit more exciting than usual. That's for sure.
I mean, they've had probably the hardest Premier League schedule so far, and they've come out of it pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't start off great for you guys as, you're starting a brand new debutant at center back, but he performed well, and I thought he was actually very confident on the ball.
He actually won man of the match for us.
Yeah, he was very good.
Who'd they
Nat
start the back?
Phillips. Good.
No clue who he is.
He was actually very good, though. He was very good. I thought your team was all right. You had decent moments going forward, but ultimately, like you said, West Ham deserved credit. They were very good defensively. They were decently compact in the middle to kind of suffocate you guys. Salah goes down and gets a penalty awarded. Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? I think it was, just it's on the softer side of things, but that just seems to be how the Premier League is now. I know during the game we talked about if Bobby Firmino, is he the right guy to be starting for you guys up front?
Is that a question?
I'm asking you, yes, Lucas.
Yeah. That was in a question format, which means you are obligated to answer it.
It's a good question because I know we had a chat in the group chat. You and Woz were arguing whether he should still be starting. And then
What does he bring to your team?
Oh, obviously he does bring something, but the thing is, in recent weeks, especially last season, obviously he got the criticism of not scoring enough, which is fair enough. But Liverpool were still playing well, still scoring goals, and it wasn't really detrimenting the team, so I was okay with it. But this has continued into this season so far, which is really unfortunate. And there's been times where he's had chances to score to give us a lead, and he's messed the chance up, and that's starting to get frustrating, especially when he gets subbed off or he isn't on the field. But then someone else steps up and scores, including new signing Jota, who got the game winner. And,
Jota to me has been very good up front for you guys.
And yeah, lately, like, it's very odd, and I'm not gonna take people saying that he's a crap player of Firmino, because he's not.
No, he's not.
Obviously not. He's a talented player. He scored like 10 goals in one Champions League campaign one season. Then the next season he had like 10 or more games where he scored 1 goal and 1 assist in one match. So he's obviously a good player, and he has performed well in the past. He does help the team in ways that doesn't include scoring goals or assisting. But this season has just not been working out at all, and there's been many cases where we've been deadlocked with teams and we need a goal to get the victory, and he hasn't been doing enough, and other players who were on the bench have been.
You know, like Woz, I know you said, because we were talking, you're like, oh, he's a system player, he creates space.
I don't agree with that.
But
I don't agree with he's a system player.
But my thing is, Jota creates space by being in great attacking positions. He's going to pull a defender with him to create space for your midfield or your other wingers. I mean, don't you want someone who can create space but at the same time score a goal?
Yeah, I mean, you do. And you'd hope Firmino would also be able to score the chances that he's been getting. But unfortunately, he hasn't been. But it's been fine for Liverpool because Jota's been stepping up. Shaqiri has been stepping up, which is a nice welcome, because he hasn't been able to play too much in the past year.
Liam, I'm not even gonna really disagree with you, because I feel like Firmino he's been unreliable at times recently for you guys.
We've seen the best of Bobby Firmino.
But
we
like
saw
the way I
that
view
front
it
three.
is, like, if you're winning titles and you're doing well in the league, isn't really the biggest issue in the world. That's my thing. As long as he's providing to the 3 points, that's what's
But at
important.
the same time, if you're winning titles,
yeah.
why are you carrying a center forward who's scoring single-digit goals all season?
I mean, you're not wrong. That's the thing. He's a strange player.
He's a center forward, and
yeah.
he's got he's
That's the
got
thing,
1 goal, 2 assists so far this season. Now I know
it's
we're very early on, but at the same time, it's if he's not providing goals, if he's providing assists, fine, whatever. But he's not. He's not providing either right now.
Now maybe something's happening in his personal life where he's not up to it as much. Maybe he needs to just have a rest. Maybe a week or 2 break from matches. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully.
Jota's been so good. He deserves a starting spot.
Jota's been great.
But yeah, it was a good victory for Liverpool.
Before we move on from Liverpool,
It's the thing, like, you know, Jurgen Klopp just rates Firmino. I just think he works really well with Mane and Salah in the middle. They work well together. The chemistry is there. That's what's important, I guess, for Klopp. Okay, so Liam is having some technical difficulties, unfortunately. That's what happens when we have to do these online podcasts, unfortunately. We'd love to do the IRL ones, of course, in real life, but COVID has put a damper on that. But anyways, let's get back to the football. Lucas, just what are your thoughts on the match, Liverpool?
I think Liverpool did well to come back. West Ham were very tough to break down for the most part.
I think it's important to note Joe Gomez, because that was a pretty awful mistake from him, that header.
Yeah, it was, which it's disappointing to see, but I think the guys bounced back well. West Ham did get a few good chances later on in the match. Thankfully, they didn't score. And luckily, Liverpool did score despite getting a goal earlier disallowed. It was good to see them bounce back from that and seeing Diego Jota score from a fantastic assist by Shaqiri.
It wasn't the worst finish from Fornals in the first goal, I'd say.
It was a great finish.
Allison could have done I think I just miswatched it. I think maybe Allison could have done a little bit better, but it is what it is.
It's in the corner. What?
That's fair enough, but yeah. But I mean, Matt, what do you think?
Man, what do you expect? It's a goalkeeper, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the world, but what is he supposed to do? He's superhuman.
Fair enough.
What do you want him to do about that? stand in the corner.
I think it's because I saw it from an angle where I thought it looked like it could have been an easy save, but it's.
The thing I can take away from watching that game is Firmino shouldn't be starting for your club.
Yeah, Firmino should probably take some.
Or you should just throw his ass into the midfield, where he can go on being useless. That's pretty much what he's been. And as for Watson, he's a squad player. He might literally be a squad player because I think the only usefulness he has in that squad is literally opening up space for Salah and Mane because people still think he might be good. Other than that, he's not really contributing shit.
I mean, who's more useful this season?
you agree with
Firmino or Minamino?
Let's
West
say-
Ham are underrated, and credit to them.
Speaking of underrated, let's go to
If
Southampton.
West Ham,
I was making fun of them
if
earlier.
West Ham had Mikel Antonio up front, they would have won that game.
That's a
They
what
would've
if.
won that
That
game.
will
But they
never
didn't.
happen.
They would have won that game.
That's how football works, man. Unfortunately.
If
Yeah,
Celtic
Matt's
was
got a
good, they would have
point.
won their game against Lille. What if?
Well, we're not good though.
Exactly.
We'll mention that later, but
Matt made a great point. Southampton's been playing pretty great recently. They are 4th in the league. They had a big, crazy game this weekend.
Yeah, actually entertaining.
it was 4-1 for most of the second half.
It
Yeah,
was.
because there wasn't any more goals till the 90th fucking minute.
Yeah, it was a very impressive performance by Southampton. Set pieces were working well for them. 2 free kicks from James Ward-Prowse. Impressive to say the least. Hassan Hoodla's getting the team playing well. Aston Villa, first half, I thought
Say his name again.
James Ward-Prowse.
No.
Hassan
Man.
Hoodla.
Hassan Hoodla.
No.
Hassan Houtla.
No, you didn't say it wrong. It just sounded cool.
Yeah, it does.
Aston Villa didn't really show anything much until the second half, where they did get a good few amount of chances, but McCarthy was saving them quite most of the
I
time.
think the bubble has burst on Aston Villa.
It's come too late.
It's a bit early to say that. I mean,
No,
they're
it is.
still scoring.
They started off this year so well, and they were undefeated for the first 3-4 match days. And everyone's like, "Ooh, Aston Villa's for real this year." I think Aston Villa is Aston Villa. They just performed above expectations for the first month or two. They're back to reality.
Bro, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins has been fantastic.
He's
but
not been bad at all. I give credit to them for signing him.
it's
But
for the rest of the team.
But the reality is the Aston Villa players are not as good as the rest of the Premier League players. They're
No.
good. They're just not good enough to be at the top level.
I mean, that's
You're
fair
saying they're
enough.
basically not Premier League quality. I mean, Tyrone Mings.
No,
is
they
like-
are they're Premier League quality, just
I mean,
low
Ross
Premier
Barkley
League
and Jack
quality.
Grealish are pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ross Barkley's been
Jack
good.
Grealish-
I'll
Jack
be
Grealish
honest.
is very good.
I mean,
That's like that's like
but they
three
were down
players, though.
4-0 at one point, so obviously
Yeah.
it wasn't going well. Danny Ings with a
Like Big
banger of a
Johnny.
goal, though.
Big Johnny
Penny
McGinn's not
Ings.
terrible either. Matty Cash.
Yeah,
he's done
I
decent.
honestly rate
Those guys are
John
decent, bro.
McGinn.
Should
Yeah.
Matty Cash gotten sent off? Because before one of the free kicks, it hit his arm before it was going to, I think, Walcott. And Walcott was all by himself to take on Chance.
It's yet another VAR
Yeah.
issue.
When you do look at the stats, though, Villa were not a terrible team. They had 19 shots, 10 targets,
they weren't
56%
terrible.
possession. So I don't know if the bubble's necessarily burst, but I think they're coming down slightly
But
to reality.
that's two. There's 2 losses in a
Yeah.
row, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
for Aston Villa, this has been a great start to the season. As long as
100%.
they can stay out of that relegation battle and just be a top, like a middle table team, that'd be great.
If Aston
they
Villa
could
can
finish
finish
yeah.
15th, if they can finish 15th this season, they're very happy with that.
Like,
No,
look at their
100%.
like if you look at just their starting lineup, like there's enough quality here for them to finish in the mid-table.
yeah,
There
I
is.
say so.
But I just don't think they are someone that's going to be in a European place,
fuck
kind
no.
of qualifying.
No, that's not happening.
no.
No, but people are
I mean,
saying, well,
crazy-
maybe this is the year that Aston Villa can challenge for a Europa League spot. I go, it's not.
I mean, crazier things have happened in the league, but it's
Yeah,
unlikely.
Leicester won the fucker.
Let's talk about, I would say, Spurs. They
Yeah,
played
Spurs has a great
this
game.
Sunday. Tottenham, Brighton, they won 2-1 with a Gareth Bale winner, which
He's
is
back, boys.
fantastic. Harry Kane scores a penalty. Tariq Lamptey, who's been the bright spot for Brighton, has scored too.
Some controversy on that Lamptey goal. I thought Spurs played fairly well. They deserved to be up 1-0. It was a bit of a weird penalty that they gave. Adam Lallana pretty much jumped in the air and landed on Harry Kane or knocked Kane down. And they initially gave a free kick. And then VAR said, oh, he actually fouled him in the box. And so they gave a penalty. And you're like, wow, that's a little unlucky. He was just going for a header.
Clearly for Spurs, This is a big game because they had to bounce back after that Europa League loss against Antwerp, which was kind of embarrassing for them. I mean,
Okay.
we have to bring up Jose Mourinho's Instagram because it's the greatest thing
That was the
in
funniest
history of the
comment.
world. So good, but there's a bit of a bounce back game for them. They come against Brighton, who have been decent so far this season, and they maybe not the prettiest victory, but they get the 3 points. And they finally get Gareth Bale going goal scoring wise.
Yeah, it was a great header for him. Good cross by Reguilon on his weaker foot. Both sides were creating chances, to be fair to both of them. Whoever created obviously the best chance would win that game, and obviously Spurs created that late on. I do want to talk about Lamptey's goal and what happened just before that, though, because it probably shouldn't have counted, but we saw probably some of the most ridiculous refereeing I've seen in my life. And that's a pretty bold statement to say with the refereeing we've seen this season. So I think it was Marsh, but I could be getting that wrong. Tackled Højbjerg. He doesn't get the ball. Gets the man first. Misses the ball. Brighton go on and score. The referee was right in front of the tackle. Then said, that was clean. That was clean, despite clearly no ball contact on there. Lamptey goes scores. Højbjerg's like, what is going on? What are you doing, ref? Then the ref goes check the VAR screen. He actually goes to the screen, sees the replay, multiple angles, seeing the guy not get the ball. In the replay, you also see the referee himself. So, and he's like, okay, it's a goal. Keep the goal.
Hey man, you know what that's called? It's called match fixing.
It's the
I know a
Premier
thing or
League,
two about that.
man.
The referee was just like, no, I'm not admitting my mistake. That's a goal.
The Premier
I honestly
League-
think that is it's a case to be said. I feel like with the Premier League referees, a lot of them are kind of old, and they don't want to adapt to the new ways of officiating a match. They want to be right. They don't want a computer to fix their mistakes. They don't want to say, "Oh, I was wrong." It's on like a lot of these. I think I was trying to say this in when I recorded that thing for you, Lucas, but I don't think you included it.
You might be right, Woz, but you can't assume that they would be so stupid as to, look at the footage and be like, "Fuck, man. Well, me and the world can see this, but fuck them. I'm right. You're wrong."
They feel like their jobs are so safe in the Premier League because they're not going to get fired. They're not going to get fired. And they feel like their job is so safe that they can make any call they kind of feel like they want.
But they get
That's
demoted.
what I'm
basically
feeling with
the
some of these
same-
referees.
Referees can
I don't
get
think the
demoted, though.
I don't think the firing
But
is the
when
problem. I
was-
think
do
the
they?
fines
'Cause
are the issue.
When was the last time Michael Oliver
Yeah.
got demoted?
Exactly,
Well,
Liam.
'cause
When
he's
was the
one
last
of
time Mike
Premier
Dean
League
got
officials.
demoted?
But
But
what I'm saying is, these officials that are like top are making some shocking decisions. They're making
Who was
some
in
bad
charge?
calls.
Who's in charge of the Chelsea United game where Harry Maguire basically hugged?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tackled
that
a
was
man,
really
yeah.
bad.
Exactly. That's a perfect example of what I was trying to say.
really bad.
I'm a United supporter. That should have been a penalty for Chelsea. Chelsea could have won that game. But
Yeah.
no, that was a shot. Their jobs are
then-
so safe in the Premier League. You rarely see a top official actually get demoted.
Oh, you do see officials get demoted that were Premier League officials to get demoted to the Championship. It happens more than you think, probably.
Well, I think some of these top officials that you hear about more frequently need to get demoted because they're making some shocking decisions that are costing top points for huge, rich clubs.
Well,
the thing
it
is, if they
includes-
get
it
demoted,
includes-
sorry, Liam, but if they get demoted, then you're going to see even more shocking calls.
I
don't
think
know.
that's the case
This
necessarily.
includes the
They gotta hold
conversation
the-
of
they gotta
how
hold
can we use
their employees
VAR
accountable.
more effectively? Because VAR has to be able to be used as a part of the game, not
No,
a
100%.
side
It's not
effect of the
that's
game.
not
goal-
perfect.
That decision was not a VAR problem. The referee
No.
saw the
It was a
replay.
refereeing problem, exactly. But the referee and the VAR have to work hand in hand.
No, it should just be VAR. If you're gonna include a video assistant referee, yeah, some calls, dude, they're obvious. You don't need to run it back. You don't need to run back everything.
It brings back
But if you pull up something on the screen and it's a foul, you gotta hold your referees accountable, man.
the Sadio Mane offside. May technically his elbow has been half a millimeter offside. That's not offside. Like it boggles my mind how these rules are being just not up to date. It seems.
I know it is frustrating for every club in England and all around the world right now.
Well, I remember last season when football came back, the first game after COVID, the goal line technology wasn't turned on.
Well, the thing
This
is,
is a multi-billion
what I've
pound.
noticed, it's becoming more of an
league.
issue in England. I know, I think in Italy, I'm not 100% correct, but I think a referee did get suspended for a couple matches or got fined because of his mistakes. And you see this happening in England. It's becoming. I mean, sure, England, there's more of a spotlight on it because it's the English Premier League, but
No,
it's
those calls are bad.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
But
They're just bad.
congrats to Spurs on the victory. Mourinho, I think, had a.
It's a big victory for them, I think.
Yeah,
I think that
they're
helps
now
them
second in the
get
league.
back on track. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think
Like-
Mourinho had another quote that was funny.
He always has a quote. Well,
but-
before Lucas... Okay, go ahead.
Maybe we should make a weekly thing reading Mourinho's Instagram posts.
So good. So good.
I wanna read the one from October 21st. He's holding, it's a picture of him looking at 3 Europa League balls. He says, 3 balls. The 3 goals we conceded against West Ham, ? The 3 amazing goals we scored against them, ? Or the 2 Europa Leagues I have in my pocket, and the 3rd one I am ready to fight for.
Guy's so fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I gotta be honest.
My God.
When I watched the Spurs All or Nothing, I completely fell in love with Mourinho. I'm like, I've always liked Mourinho, but
think a
now
lot of people
I
did.
love Mourinho.
Also, a
This
lot of
guy
people
is just
did.
fantastic.
That's also a quote on Bale. He said, I'm pleased for him because he's deserved that. When I have 5 minutes, I'm going to Safari to look at Madrid's website to see what they say.
That's a fair
I
point.
was talking to one of my friends actually before. I know we'll talk about Champions League later on. We'll talk about Real Madrid, but this is a club that said to Gareth Bale and to James Rodriguez, "Yeah, you can go. You can walk out the door. We don't care." And Real Madrid are struggling to score goals right now.
They didn't struggle this weekend.
Still beat us.
Lucas, they were 2-0 down against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Like, they struggled. And here's James Rodriguez running the Premier League. Here's Gareth Bale coming back, scoring goals in the Premier League.
Okay, Gareth
Those
Bale
two
you can't
guys
put into that equation, though, 'cause
probably-
that guy does not want to be there. Did not. James did.
They didn't want to be there, but they didn't want him there either.
James wanted to be there every second he was there.
James did, but not Gareth
Bale
Bale.
gave
I
up.
don't know about that. I
Bale
think
wanted
Bale
out.
wanted to stay at. I think Bale wanted to stay at Real Madrid. I think he always
getting money.
stated once that
He wanted
he
the
loves
stack.
Real Madrid, and that
I don't think he
it was
loves Real
like his,
Madrid.
apparently he was his boyhood club.
Dude, they won a
So-
trophy, and that man was just chilling.
The what?
Gareth Bale does not give a fuck about Real Madrid, dude. I can
This
tell you
man
straight
wanted
right
to
now.
move to China 1 year ago, and Real Madrid rejected the move.
Like, he does
No,
not give a
I think
shit.
I think he wanted to play for Real Madrid, but the way he's been treated, he's just lost all motivation.
Of course, he wanted to play for
club.
Real Madrid back when he was playing
Bro,
for
that guy didn't
Spurs.
even. That guy
Yeah,
didn't even
100%.
fully learn Spanish. You think he fucking cares? How long has he been there for?
Habla español.
At least 5 years.
Por
You didn't learn
favor.
At
Spanish?
least David Beckham learned Spanish.
Like shit. He did not care at all.
Spurs they're now second in the league. This is another one that people are asking, could they win the title? They're in the title conversation. Jose's done it again. He makes a team get into a title conversation. We'll see what happens in the 3rd season.
If they didn't,
Did I or did I not predict Spurs to be up high this season?
Yeah, you
man.
and Matt are in the opposite ends of the
Hey
spectrum
man, if
here.
they keep playing Eric Dyer center back, shit's about to fall apart anyways. So
He's not terrible. Not the
for now.
worst.
For now, hopefully, because I need him to finish 8th.
I do want to mention just Brighton. They had a nice little start, but I think our prediction on them is starting to. They're coming back down to earth.
I mean, they played some
I think,
difficult
yeah,
teams.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I feel they're 16th now. So
I mean, West Ham are
Anyways, yeah, let's
14th,
go
and
on to-
they've had the toughest schedule in the league. Like,
Yeah,
and
100% agree.
United are 15th.
no, you guys are just shocking. That's
Go back.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
just bad. You're just so
Yeah.
bad.
so.
Newcastle. They get a big 2-1 victory over Everton.
Yeah.
That's
Toon.
big. The Toon.
I didn't get to catch this one. Wasn't there a controversial penalty?
I did watch a bit of it actually before work. It was kind of a boring game. Same Maximum. I think you guys butchered the name last week. Actually,
Yeah,
surprisingly.
Lucas says Saint Maximine. There ain't no double E's in that one, Lucas.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
love
Bro,
people
Saint
just-
Maximin.
just
Gucci
shredded
fucking
the com-
headband, man.
Yeah,
No
Gucci
need for the
headband.
Yeah.
technicalities, bro. It's Gucci fucking headband. That's it.
But huge points for Newcastle's. Everton's in third,
massive.
while Newcastle is in 11th.
Yeah, that
I
game
mean,
was a
ultimately,
goal scoring show of the average English
Callum
striker.
Wilson scored. Yeah, honestly, yes. Callum Wilson pops up with 2 goals. Credit to him, he's doing all right at you at Newcastle. And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin scores for Everton.
Yeah, the main target men for
Yeah.
each club scores.
Let's quickly move on to Sheffield United versus Manchester City. Just quickly talk about this one.
Such a shit game. What a shit club.
It
I
wasn't
hate that club.
Manchester City.
Yeah, I hate them. Even though they're my current employers, I absolutely hate them.
Gosh, I mean, yeah, it wasn't the most thrilling match in the
Alright.
world.
1-0.
I mean, they didn't start with a striker. They didn't even have a striker. Manchester City's bench this match was probably their worst bench they've had since Pep Guardiola got there. It was just
100%.
it was John Stones, Ake, Gundogan, Zinchenko, Foden, Garcia, and a teenage goalkeeper called Trafford, not Old
Yeah,
Trafford.
bro. They played Ferran Torres as
You just
a
gotta-
striker, bro.
You just
Yeah.
gotta the
That's
entire
rough.
bench was just defenders and defensive
And
midfielders.
if I'm being honest, I mean 1-0 over Sheffield. It's not the most convincing result. I mean
Sheffield
are
have been so bad this year.
18th.
Look, I saw signs
Ugh.
of old Sheffield United in the second half, but there's been some stuff brewing with their club. Lundstrom, apparently he rejected signing a new contract.
Yep.
So
Wow.
I'm gonna. Apparently, he wants to go to Rangers.
Chris Wilder was not happy. Chris Wilder was not happy about that.
Yeah. Apparently, he wants to go to Rangers.
Go nuts, big man. But Wilder, he goes, yeah, we gave him a good offer. He rejected it. And I think he's stupid for doing that. Tell me how you really feel, Chris Wilder.
Last thing you want is some drama.
Yeah, he's probably gonna leave the
No,
club in January, which hopefully will be good for them. Because you don't want any of that kind of stuff like that brewing at your club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, maybe they'll trade him back for Dean Hendo. Rest in peace, Dean Hendo's career. Fuck.
Honestly,
That's
it's so
tragic.
sad what's happening right now.
Your club's a bunch of fucking frauds, man. You have a goalkeeper who's A class, chilling on your bench. Donny van de Beek, chilling on your fucking
Yeah.
bench. You got a striker who's the most
We have
hot and
issues.
cold freak of fucking nature I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God, the guy only
Yeah.
has one emotion, and it's I don't fucking care. And I'm just struggling to see how you guys like Pogba doesn't want to work there anymore, but he's just there because of the Adidas
You have
sponsorship.
38-year-old
Like,
Nemanja Matic running around your midfield.
What the fuck?
how are you gonna sub on to Manny Vatic before Dottie Vad the fucking Beak? Are you guys
How is this
Exactly.
fucking high?
How's this turned into a United
I
conversation?
don't know. I don't know. I don't
And it
know.
wasn't
Okay,
from-
I was about to
because
say-
it was.
I was about to say both your clubs are useless, but just one of your players is useless. His whole club is useless.
Let's not get
Marcus
into.
Rashford.
I'm
good.
useless as well.
Same.
Marcus
That's how I
Rashford.
know, bro.
Okay.
You know what I
One
mean?
of our players leaves
wants
got
to know
an
one.
MBE.
Who
Okay.
gives a
Oh,
fuck?
okay.
I mean, it's a pretty high accolade.
Because you're in 15th. Who
Whatever.
gives a shit? I don't care.
Hey, first in our Champions League group, though.
Manchester
has a
City,
doctorate,
they
you know?
won 1-0.
Last thing I'll say
Let's
about.
talk about Chelsea.
Okay,
Yes,
Liam.
yes,
What do you
Chelsea
think about the
started-
match?
Chelsea were all right. I mean, Burnley are
very
really
good.
struggling this season.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
the-
hoping
the
Sean
last-
Dyche stays. I'm hoping he stays.
He's not gonna stay. They're 20th.
I don't want him to get sacked because he's done so well for this club.
If
They're
he
But at
gets-
the same
20th.
time, if he deserves a sack, he deserves a sack. I'm sorry, Sean. I can't keep you on that much longer.
if
Okay.
he gets sacked, then
But-
Burnley's gonna get relegated for sure.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Unfortunately.
100%.
And I
But-
said it last year. Burnley was a relegation side at one point, and now they're proving
Yeah.
me right.
Well,
And,
and
I mean,
again, it can
ultimately,
change though.
I mean-
Things can change so quickly in the Premier League right now.
Yes.
They could be crap
Yes.
now,
I
but
mean,
then
it's
later in
good
the
for
season they
Chelsea.
could go on a run.
Hey, man.
It's good for Chelsea to see their new signings scoring goals. Ziyech scored.
Ziyech
is
Timo
class.
Werner.
Timo
It was a
Werner
good
is
goal.
still class.
I mean,
Edouard
Ziyech only-
Mendy,
Yeah.
class.
Ziyech only
Yeah.
played because Christian Pulisic got injured in the warm up. Captain America, what's going on? But no, I mean, Chelsea get a good victory there. I mean, that moves them up to 4th in the Premier League. They will be happy with a little bit of momentum starting to happen there.
For sure. Yeah, Matt said Mendy was classy. I think that's his 3rd straight clean sheet at the club.
Yeah, he's been
He
playing
didn't do a
very
whole
well
lot
for
during this
Chelsea.
game, but
Yeah.
Mendy was very
Kepa
good
would've
against
found something to fuck
Manchester
up.
United.
he was
really
insane
good-
against Man U, bro.
It's Burnley. Their only threat is Chris Wood.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and
So,
he
did
he
nothing
had the
this game,
ball
but
where he
he
could have
didn't need
chipped the keeper, and he just kind of fell over and skied it. But no, ultimately, like if we're looking at the Premier League table right now as it sits, with Burnley, Fulham, and Sheffield all on 1 point,
They'll get
genuinely,
relegated.
I could see that being the bottom three at the end of the year. I
just-
really could.
I wonder what Burnley's game plan is at times. Like, let's all right, lads. We're last. Let's get a through ball this game.
No, but the thing was with Burnley was they were always going to be good defensively, try to keep a clean sheet, and steal a goal. I mean, this season they can't really keep clean sheets. I mean, they're -9 goal differential. They need to start being better defensively.
Well, funny enough, when I was watching the Spurs documentary, one of the they were doing some massage therapy on one of the players. He says, it used to be a cold. Can you do it in a cold, rainy night in Stoke? Well, now can you do a cold, rainy night in Burnley?
Well, we saw how Stoke it eventually got figured out, and Stoke are bad.
They finally got sent down to the ship.
So tomorrow there's some decent Premier League matches. Well, I say decent, maybe decent for Greg, because Fulham play West Brom.
Oh, is that a
Must
game
win
they could
for
win?
Fulham.
Holy shit!
Must win
Relegation
for
battle.
Fulham.
Also, there's Leeds United versus Leicester City, which could actually be a good game.
That'd be a very good game. Midlands Derby would be very
I'm
good.
excited to see how that turns out.
But I think it's a good time to move on. We do have Matt back here this week, obviously, as you heard throughout the podcast, which means we have to talk about Barcelona.
Fuck yes. Yeah.
Barca.
Fuck.
Barca.
Barcelona has had an interesting few weeks. First, they lost El Clasico. Then they won in the Champions League against Juventus. Then Bartomeu left, or maybe that happened right before. I can't remember. Then they drew Alaves in the league. Matt, what's going on?
Our team is fucking dumb, man. I mean, we no longer have cancer, so that's a positive. Strip that shit away.
Bartomeu, yeah.
Fantastic. But we're currently 2-2 in the fucking league, which isn't good. At all. Griezmann's still shit. Not good.
He did score on the weekend.
Wow, great. He scored 1 goal. Fantastic. We have the even more useless version of Bobby Firmino. Great. Fantastic. Like, fuck. What else is going wrong with us at this moment, yeah? Oh, the win against Juventus? They were shit, so I don't know if I count that either.
That game against Juventus was really weird because
What do they have, like a
I
hat
did
trick
not
of
think
fucking
either-
disallowed goals because Alvaro Morata is the worst striker on planet Earth?
constantly offside.
Let me tell you how Cristiano Ronaldo was in that game. We would have gotten our asses fucking handed. Dude, we would have lost 3-1. Okay? We're lucky it was Alvaro Morata.
My favorite part of that game was, I think around like the 70th minute or so, Lionel Messi was playing pretty much center back because he was trying to get on the ball and carry it the entire length, and he was doing 1-2s the entire way. And I was like, if you took Messi out of this club, what would happen?
The good news
I don't
is
know.
he might
What
stay
would
now.
happen?
He might stay. Might. Depending on how
he'll
fucking
stay.
shit we are this year. Which it's looking like it's going to be pretty bad. What are we, 12?
You're
I think
currently
we're 12.
You're currently 12th, yeah.
Yeah, stellar.
Hey, man.
Dude,
our clubs are
we
like
lost
near the
to-
same position.
Bro,
Hey.
we lost to a team that can't even score goals. Real Madrid. Fuck. But,
I
you know,
mean,
And Getafe.
You have half the points of Real Madrid. Can you come back that much already? Or is the league already done for you guys?
I mean, no.
8 points? 8
No.
points is a lot to make up.
They have a game in hand.
It
come back
is,
8 points.
but
It's
it
a lot
kinda,
to make up.
it's kind of showing how much of an impact I think the COVID crisis has put on some clubs, though, especially
I mean-
major clubs.
I'm happy seeing your young players kind of coming through more and having more of a say. I mean, Ansu Fati, we know his talent, so we know
Yeah.
how good
What's
he
that
is.
other
But
kid's
then
name? Oh
Pedri.
my god, that kid is
Pedri.
fucking sick. Pedri is
Yeah.
unreal, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And then you got
love that kid
Sergino
grow.
Dest, who you signed from Ajax. He seems to be a
He's
real top
decent.
talent. You have good players there, but they're either too old or too young. You don't have that prime player right now. I mean, you sold them to Juventus.
I mean, that's
You
what
brought in
Griezmann's
Griezmann's
Milan
supposed to
Pjanic.
be. Coutinho, when Coutinho's here,
Yeah.
is really fucking good. So I can't talk shit.
He's
about him.
really
Coutinho's
stepped it
been
up. Coutinho's
been
Yeah.
unreal for us. Griezmann needs to step the fuck up. He really
We've been
does.
we've been wanting that from him for the last year and a half now.
Dude, I hope the fuck if he doesn't step up in the next 5 games, I want his ass out. I don't give a shit how much he
What
costs.
about
I need his ass
Ousmane
out. He's
Dembele? What do
actually
you think
useless.
about him? Dembele was subbed at halftime.
He's alright.
Yet another poor performance for him.
He's alright. He's gonna get injured in a couple weeks, anyways.
Yeah,
But,
and what do you think of Alaves' defending against you guys? They got a red card, and then they just defended for their lives. Like, something bad was going to happen.
What did Barcelona have, like 20-something shots this game?
25 shots, 25 shots,
fucking
9
kidding
on
me.
target. You had 14 corners.
It sounds like a game of FIFA 21 where the defenders just shot block everything.
It's.
I mean,
don't
it
know,
was
I'm
a
gonna sort some shit out.
it was a mid-table battle. Barca's in 12, Alaves is in 14.
The only positive is we'll probably have Xavi next year. You know.
Oh, hopefully.
I mean,
But there's some
the
more
idea. That's
problems
the idea,
here.
but-
According to Marta Ramon, I don't know if this is reliable. I couldn't find out. But Barca is forced to reduce salaries by 190 million euros, or else it will be forced to file for bankruptcy by the beginning of next year.
Yes, I remember hearing about how bad their finances were and how in debt Barcelona is. It is not good for you guys.
no, but at least we got rid of the problem. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Three-quarters of the problem.
The virus, as I like to say.
I mean, ultimately, we can't overplay or downplay how big of a moment that is in the Barcelona history.
Yeah.
I think over his entire time there, Bartomeu he wasn't good enough. He brought your club down. He was there only for personal gain. He's tried to blame players like Messi and Piqué and Busquets and these club legends.
You know what's funny?
How are these guys at fault for your mistakes?
You say he came there for personal gain, but he tarnished his reputation, I think, for the rest of his
100%.
life.
I mean, I think he went there for a financial gain. He tried to line his own pockets with big bonuses, big salaries, whatever you want to say. And I mean, I'm sure as the years go on, we'll see more and more evidence, more and more stuff coming out of how much he got out of his time at the club. But on the field, shocking. Behind the scenes, shocking.
Yeah, the Real Madrid legend has left.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Real Madrid, they've had their issues, even though they're
They're
second
not great
in the league.
either.
no, they're
Not even that. It's more so
Bad.
in the dressing room. There's issues. What came up between Vinicius, Benzema, and Mendy? How Vinicius? They spoke. I think it was Vinicius
Is
and
Benzema
Mendy. They got
blackmailing
caught
someone again?
speaking. No, they basically were planning to just say, "Don't pass the ball to Vinicius at all. Just don't pass it to him."
Yeah,
Like-
Mendy and
What
Benzema
do
were
they
speaking to each other in French. Vinicius
they,
was
fucking
literally
10?
right there.
Yeah, essentially, they're basically 10-year-olds at
Yeah,
one of the
don't
biggest clubs in
fucking
the
pass
world.
the walls, bro. He's shit. Don't do it. No offense. Woz.
Like, I'm more. I mean, I know I'm crap. I know Vinicius is a good player. He can be a good player. It's just like for Benzema especially, how
Maybe
he's been at the
Benzema-
club for years.
Benzema's just a little bitch, maybe.
Not even that. Like, dude, you've been there for years. You need to be a leader. You need to be a role
That's the
model
thing,
of the club
100%.
for someone like Vinicius. That is like I'm gonna say it's disgusting. Like,
Is it a big deal?
If I
you
heard,
think?
I think
Where
it's
was
a big
Sergio
deal.
Ramos
You should
when all
never-
this was happening?
Yeah, exactly.
People.
Combing his hair.
If I'm
Surprised he didn't throw
Benzema, I'm
pants,
telling
bro.
you,
that guy's.
if I'm Benzema,
Massaging his
lad.
beard.
I'm telling Vinicius, okay, this is how you can improve. This is what you should do for us.
Yeah.
This is how we can go forward and doing better. Not talking behind his back saying, we're not going to pass to you. Because we
Like,
just
that
don't
is-
want.
That is literally like 10-year-olds. I'm not gonna pass to him.
It's
Guy's fucking shit, man.
what do you,
Go to pass Rodrigo.
I mean,
instead.
ultimately, okay.
absolute diva
Ultimately-
move.
What you can say, okay, so Real Madrid have been able to get victories in La Liga. Cool. Their Champions League's been horrific. I mean,
Yeah.
they lost to Shakhtar Donetsk. Okay, credit to Shakhtar, they performed well. But then they were 2-0 down against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and they had to fight and score two late
I mean,
goals to
Thuram had a
rescue
good
a
game,
point.
but yeah, I agree with you.
But ultimately, you're Real Madrid. You're one of the, if not the biggest European club. You should be beating these teams and progressing through the group stages comfortably. They're in a rather comfortable group.
Well, it
and they're
doesn't
not
help when their
being
best
able
goal
to-
scoring threat is their center back, you know?
Well, Benzema is one
Yeah.
of the best center forwards in Europe, but he's
Is
just.
he?
For some, he has. But last
He
year,
is.
he definitely was.
He is.
He's to start performing. He's not performing
Especially
right
in
now.
the
Too busy-
Champions League,
Too
but-
busy not passing to Vinicius.
Yeah,
It
he's
takes
more focused
effort.
on the play. Yeah.
driving his Bugatti.
But,
Effort
I
to
mean,
fucking
right now,
ignore
they're
shit
second
players.
in the
I've been doing it
league.
my whole life. No offense, Woz.
Gosh.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The roast of Waz.
Well, I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
if
lie,
he's-
you
I
weren't the
don't-
worst.
Beat him
Well,
90th
in those
minute roast.
teams, you weren't the worst. I'm gonna give you props.
I know.
You
I
weren't.
was subpar.
Yeah, you were subpar, but you weren't the worst. So,
But
That
maybe we
makes
should
sense.
focus
Right,
on
yeah.
the other side of Madrid. Atletico Madrid, they won in the Champions League
Atleti.
and the league. And João Felix is looking like he's really turning into
Yeah.
not a star yet, but he's something special.
oh, he's actually looking like he's worth 100 million now.
You could say that.
I mean, that's not
He
good.
did score a good goal. They did get the result, which is important. Atletico are now third in the league, 14 points. So
I mean, I'd rather trade
they
him
are
for
performing
Griezmann
well. They
at
are
this point.
looking all right, actually.
and Suarez he got rested this past weekend, but he's
Yeah,
been looking
he's-
good for them.
yeah. I mean,
Atletico have only conceded 2 goals so far in La Liga. That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
And they're scoring goals.
and then
Liam.
this, yeah.
Well, they scored 13, not too bad.
Shout out to
Real Sociedad,
yeah,
are
they're
looking
first.
superb. 18 goals for against. Man, they're looking good. Who's scoring for Sociedad?
Oyar's the ball.
Is he?
Yeah, and
fair
David
enough.
Silva scored.
Yeah, David Silva, great signing. You gotta be
William
honest.
Jose scored. Yeah, I'm happy. Well, I mean, Royal Sociedad, they did lose over the last week against Napoli, 1-0. Napoli had red card, so it's not ideal. But Cadiz is fourth.
You mean Ukraine?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to the Euro Series that unfortunately could not get finished
Dead.
due to
any of
unforeseen
those-
circumstances.
Whatever you guys were wondering,
Lucas
Euro
just
Series, it's fucking
Lucas
dead.
stabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I don't have time for this. And career mode
That
is more
series
important. But
that series
anyways,
is dead. We buried it in Luke's backyard
kid-
months ago. Okay. It's gone.
La Liga is very interesting this year because Cadiz is 14th. They have played 8 games, 14 points.
You mean fourth?
Sevilla is 16th. Not ideal for Europa League champions.
I mean, no, that's almost
Surprisingly,
relegation.
I think
mate.
Valencia is doing. I know Valencia is doing better than expected. They're 13th.
We saw Real Valladolid, and they were bad then, and they're still bad now. They have yet to win a game.
It might
Yeah,
stay
it's
that way for a
true.
while.
So
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's
Waz,
go-
where are we going?
Italy.
Oh, that was not where I was going. I was going to hype it up and do a sound effects, but all right, we go to Italy.
I mean, Italy's been interesting because AC Milan.
It has been interesting.
They're first. They've
AC
been playing
Milan's
great
been very
football.
good, yeah.
Ibrahimovic scoring a bicycle kick. Vintage
Yes, he did.
Ibra.
Dude, that guy's how old? Like 39?
Juventus.
Yep.
56?
Yeah, but he's okay.
Fuck me, man.
30.
He's doing good. Juventus, they get a big 4-1 victory over Spezia. That's
Is that
good
really
for
a big
them.
victory or just kind of like...
Ronaldo.
It is. It's a big
4-0
victory.
Ronaldo
Ronaldo's
scored
back.
2 goals, as he
He's
says.
back.
Cristiano was back. So,
Yeah. Fantastic game between Lazio and Torino, and it's 4-3 Lazio.
Yeah.
A great
Lazio's
comeback there.
I watched the wrong Serie A match.
Roma, they get a big Roma get a big 2-0 victory over Fiorentina. And Lucas, hipster Lucas is right. Sassuolo 2-0 over Napoli.
I told you.
There you go,
I told you.
Lucas.
I told you.
So I guess here
You told
we...
us
Napoli's
nothing.
cheeks.
No, Napoli's actually been good this season.
Cheeks.
They have
Yeah.
been.
Their only 2 losses have been to Sassuolo
Um,
and Juventus, where the game got forfeited.
Well, I guess Sassuolo is doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, Sassuolo's second place, 2
Dude,
points
they're
behind
fucking
AC
undefeated,
Milan.
mate. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
Dude, AC Milan's at the
AC
top of
Milan
the
is very
league.
Good.
Yeah,
You-
yeah, they're
you
good.
guys-
Ah,
Matt hasn't checked in Serie A in
there's
a while.
3 undefeated. There's 3 undefeated teams in Serie A right now.
It's beautiful.
Man, AC Milan are around 19 spots off of where I thought they'd be right now. Good for them.
You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. There's competition back in Italy right now because for so many years there, Juventus.
But-
Literally, when we started this podcast, I said, "Okay, congratulations, Juventus. You've won the league before the ball's being kicked for the first game."
Okay,
This
let's be
season,
realistic.
I'm not
They're
saying
still
that.
probably going to win
I'm
the
not
fucking
saying
league.
that.
I don't know.
I'm not saying that.
The team.
AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, Atalanta,
Yeah.
they're all in that.
I think the
So
team.
Solo, I think they're going to drop off. I'm sorry, Lucas. They're going to drop off.
The
If,
team-
if they drop off, they're going to do it in style because they play great
It's,
football.
it's Inter that's disappointing us. They're in 6th with 11 points. I mean, they're not far off the top
No, that's
They've
4.
only
but-
lost 1 game.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Jorginho scored a brace on them on the weekend.
I recently had a new coworker that got hired, and he's a AC Milan fan, but he says that Inter is the best team in the league.
Well, I mean,
But I mean,
Did
like,
you just
they
forget about
haven't-
that one
they-
team that has fucking Cristiano Ronaldo.
Maybe. But shout out to Francesco.
You know the one that's won the league like the last 10 fucking years? That one you
you know,
forgot?
that club. I mean, we got to be a little disappointed with Lazio as well. They were the
Yeah.
chief title rivals last season.
Yeah.
They're currently 9th. Yeah, I mean,
They still won
Like
on the
that.
weekend. 98th was
They
it
did.
98th minute winner? Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, like I said, I think Sassuolo will drop off as the season goes on. I'm interested to see if AC Milan can keep this pace. I want to see if Atalanta can stay up there. I want to see if Inter and Lazio can come back a little bit. And I want to see if Juventus are able to just be Juventus and go on a bit of a run and win Serie A.
Andres
I think-
Pereira scored for Lazio.
Liam, I think that's possible if Cristiano doesn't get COVID again. So hopefully he does not. Torino, though, are in 19th with 1 point. It's a shame to see them at the bottom there. They've been in Serie A for a while, so.
All right, well,
I couldn't give a fuck.
Of course you don't. You don't like Italy.
okay, let's quickly move on.
but-
to-
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
The Bayern Liga,
The Bayern Liga.
which is actually it's kind of
Pretty
turned into,
accurate.
but Leipzig are kind of first.
No, they're
I
not.
mean, I gotta be honest. Bayern were not
not?
great this season. Or not this season. They were not great last match day.
I mean, they won.
2-1 against Cologne.
Yes, 3 points. You're not gonna smash every team in the world.
You're Bayern Munich. You should.
You'd think so, but they've gotten some injuries recently, and they've been playing a lot of football.
Good news.
I mean, they have. Yes.
What's
tell
good
me
news?
good news.
Schalke didn't lose.
I couldn't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose next week, so is it really?
They
Yeah,
that
they're
drew.
gonna
big of a
get
deal?
relegated anyways.
They
who
drew
cares?
1-1. They've scored now 3 goals.
Minus 17 goal differential.
Joke.
That's just not good, man. When Armenia has more wins than Schalke in the league. There's a club named Armenia.
I mean, there's actually some big games this week in Germany. I mean, Borussia Mönchengladbach, they beat Leipzig 1-0. That's a big result for them. Like you said, Dortmund, they beat Armenia 2-0. And yeah, Bayern
Was it a
Munich,
Hummels
they win
brace?
2-1 over. It was a Hummels brace.
Yes.
Team of the week?
Probably.
But I like making the
Bayer
Schalke joke.
Leverkusen, Rasta's old stomping grounds. They win 4-2 over Freiburg. You know, that's what
I mean,
it
we
does.
tend to always say how the Bundesliga is, Bayern's league always, but it is always kind of competitive. I mean, Dortmund have 15 points, Leipzig with 13, Leverkusen with 12, Gladbach with 11. So it's not been like a total dominance by
Bundesliga
Bayern.
will be very tight this season, I think.
Like Dortmund has
Bayern's gonna
conceded
win the
only 2
Bundesliga.
goals this season.
Be real.
I
What?
know, Luke, Maddie, I know they will. It's Bayern Munich.
Same
No
thing
one
with
can
fuck.
touch
It's the
Bayern
same thing
Munich.
with
Dortmund,
fucking
but at
the
Juventus,
same
bro.
time-
Juventus is gonna win the league.
Dortmund are good.
Same
Look,
shit.
look.
It's not as
Dortmund-
bad
I
as
agree
like,
with
the
you.
French
I
league,
agree with
but
you.
This,
I don't think it's as clear in Italy, but you know.
Yeah. Look.
Juventus.
I think, Dortmund, they've been better defensively this year. It's just Bayern are scoring goals out of their ass. They have 24 goals while Dortmund has 13. I mean, thanks Schalke.
But then again, Bayern Munich have conceded 9.
Yeah,
That's unheard of for them.
they've had some injuries. I mean, Alphonso Davies is out for a while, which is unfortunate. But Theo Hernandez is playing good anyways.
Yeah.
Lucas.
You think Borussia Mönchengladbach
Lucas
can do something?
You never know.
No, they're not
Oh,
there
yeah.
yet.
Thanks, Matt. I was thinking of Theo.
yeah, because
So,
he's the better one. But
Borussia Mönchengladbach is not a bad club. I think they could surprise people this year.
I
I
agree.
mean, we talked good about
Yeah,
them
well,
last
you're
year, and
not
you're
there
like,
anymore.
no, you just disregarded them right away. What changed?
No, I said they're not in the title race, which they were not in the
They
title
never
race.
will be.
and they are not
They're
going
not in
to
the
be
title
either
race, not
this
at all.
year.
Their goal is to finish 4th, which I don't think they will, but I think they'll be tight.
But they did last year.
They're not going to do it this year, though.
They were in the title fight last year, though. They were at first.
They
for
were
a bit.
not.
They were
They were
last
not.
year. Last year, yeah,
They're
they
not
were.
in the
They were
title
first
race
for a
last
bit.
year.
They definitely were.
There is no title race.
Bayern
in
Munich
the Bayern
is the title
Bundesliga.
race. Thank you, Maddie.
No,
Thank you.
I'm gonna disagree. There's always a title race. It's just Bayern always wins.
No,
Dortmund
the
always
title
try.
race-
it.
Let me
Here's how
tell
the
you how
title
this
race
goes,
goes.
okay? Let's spit some
No,
facts.
I'll tell you how it goes. Borussia Dortmund look good for 2 months, and then
Yeah.
they fall off.
And then they,
Bayern
and then
Munich
they sell
just-
their best players.
Let's go.
That's how it goes.
Dortmund
Yeah.
hasn't sold their best
Not
players in
recently.
like years.
Not recently.
Yeah, because fucking COVID, bruv. Jadon Sancho's out the door next year.
No.
They didn't
Bet.
sell anyone
Oh.
important two seasons ago.
It's true.
Okay,
he's got
so
a point.
Erling
He's
Haaland's
sold-
release clause is what? 70 mil.
That's not.
Yeah. He's
that's
fucking
not-
off.
That doesn't become something
He's-
until 2022.
He's fucking off in a couple of years. Jadon Sancho's
I don't think so.
Even
Jadon
if-
Sancho's out next year.
Even if they
To
are off, they
somebody in
always find
England,
ways to replace
except for
players
Man
and
City.
play-
It's true.
be better.
Yeah.
Lucas,
But, like, you can
plus
only play
Lucas.
like at least they have that Mukoko kid. Like,
No,
at least
they have
got
Jude
him,
Bellingham.
but Erling Haaland's fucking gone.
Jude Bellingham's coming through. You've got
If
Giovanni
Real
Reina.
Madrid, if Real
Listen.
Madrid do not win a trophy this season, they spend heavy money next
Dude,
summer.
I'm telling you,
But they're-
Jadon
I
Sancho.
don't think they're
Mbappe,
signing.
Haaland's time is limited.
Sancho,
They're not gonna be there
Haaland,
forever.
they're all on the wish list.
They're not going to get all of
No.
them.
Listen. If Sancho's
Fine,
going
back
back
in
to
a
They're on the
couple.
wish list though.
Sancho will go back to England. He's not going to Spain.
He's not going to. He's not going to Manchester United.
I didn't say he's
Why
going
would
to
he
United.
join that tire fire?
I didn't say he's going to United. He's
Where
going
would
to
he
go back
go?
to England.
Where would he go?
I don't like
City,
Real
Liverpool.
Madrid.
He's not going to
like,
go to
if I was
City.
Jadon
Who's he
Sancho
going to replace?
And I had a choice between Real
Who's
Madrid
Sancho going to
and
replace?
Manchester
Are
United,
you telling me? Are you telling me right now? Pep Guardiola goes, Raheem, I'm sorry, you're dropped. Jaden's coming in. He's there. No.
He can go to Liverpool still, maybe.
He's not going to.
You go to Chelsea.
Chelsea just
Chelsea's-
spent 200 million.
Yeah, do you think Roman Abramovich gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
Ziyech
they might
kept up for
actually
like
get him
50
next year.
pounds.
they'll push Ziyech to Cat. Well, I mean, Havertz played left. for
Where does
whatever
Kai Havertz go?
reason. He's been playing on the left.
Dude, those
So-
players have all been playing everywhere, man. Timo Werner started off the left wing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't see Sancho going to Spain. I could be wrong, but I don't see him going to Spain.
All I know is Haaland's going to go to Spain.
Well,
He's definitely going to Madrid. I'm calling it right now.
I think Haaland goes to Bayern Munich to replace Lewandowski.
I don't see
Fuck,
Haaland.
that'd be so shocking.
Like, I gotta be honest.
I'm gonna
like,
say
I just-
I'm gonna make a prediction here. Haaland will win a title with Dortmund.
no.
I think he will. He will win the
Have you seen this
Bundesliga with
Bayern
Dortmund.
team?
Oh, you
My
think
guy?
he's going to win the Bundesliga with Dortmund?
I think he will. I think he's
I think
very
he's going to win
determined
the Bundesliga
to
with
win the Bundesliga.
maybe Bayern if he goes there. But
I think Dortmund have some exciting players coming through, and they can definitely challenge Bayern. And their
Oh,
manager
if they
hasn't been the
stay.
worst.
Well, we're definitely going to agree and disagree
Yeah.
with a lot of stuff, especially seemingly in
Bro,
the
I'm just-
Bundesliga, which is kind
I'm
of
just
odd,
going
but-
off of, the history of like the last, what,
You're not wrong.
10 years?
You're not wrong.
Not
I
much has
mean,
changed.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I
Not
think
much is going to
history's on
change
your
either.
side.
I mean,
I think
people were,
history is
people
on
were
your side.
saying that Sancho was going to get sold. Everyone's saying,
Mate, the only
everyone and their
fucking
mama
play-
were
dude,
saying
the only
Sancho was going to
player
get
you
sold, and he
got-
didn't
the
get
only player
sold.
you got that stayed
do you
was Marco
actually
Reus. And his ass is
Was
injured
do you
95%
actually
of the time.
believe? Do you actually believe that Jadon Sancho would go to Liverpool? These guys barely could spend 40 million on Thiago.
COVID
he's not-
maybe put a pause on that, but it's,
Are you telling me, hey, Liverpool, I need you to spend at least 100 million on this child? You're gonna say, oh yeah, let's do it. No, they dicked around for 6 months on Thiago. Like,
I didn't say he was, but you never know with football. I mean, if Liverpool win another Premier League, why is that not to stop them?
because they want to leave the Premier League and join a Super League.
Yeah,
Stupid.
They want the dollars.
this has been a fun conversation. I won't lie.
All I'm saying is,
But it's on
James Sancho's
Bundesliga.
out next year. Haaland's out in a couple. Dude, Bayern is still better than them. I don't see him winning the league, dude. It's a one-horse race.
I like.
not a
I really
one-horse
do
race,
like
that's
Borussia
bullshit.
Dortmund.
Dude, it's Bayern. It's the Bayern Liga, bruv.
Doesn't mean they aren't
man,
competing
dude.
with them.
Dude,
And
Dortmund
Felix
is literally
Pass-
Bayern's fucking farm team, bro.
That's
Like, this is
not
just-
true at all.
No,
They haven't
no,
bought anyone from
no,
Dortmund in years.
especially in recent
Dortmund have been
years.
buying more from Bayern than Bayern has been buying from Dortmund.
Dude, what? Hummels.
But Dortmund's been buying their old people back.
He's playing fantastic
but-
for them.
I'm not gonna lie. I think
Because
Bayern's-
imagine this.
I'm on
Lucas, let me
Lucas's
put
side.
it. Let me put it to you in this way. If I go to a store and I buy a T-shirt that costs $50, I then sell you that T-shirt for, let's say, $30. I then come to you and say, "Hi, can I buy that shirt back for $20?" I'm not saving money. I've lost a lot of money over that.
What does that even mean in this context?
That's what Dortmund's done. They sold Hummels and they bought him back. They've lost money on Mats Hummels.
No, they haven't. How have they lost money? That makes no
didn't.
sense.
I think they made money on Mats Hummels.
They've bought him
If
twice.
they bought him for 50 and sold, if they sold him for 50 and bought him for 30, they made $20.
$20?
million, whatever.
I mean, they had to buy him
If
first.
they made
They
only
had to
$20
buy
on
him
Mats Hummels, they
first.
lost money on Mats Hummels.
Oh god, this conversation is. I don't even know what this how this guy here.
Should
Okay,
we
let's
go answer
just
some
move on.
questions now?
No,
Yeah,
before
it's
questions,
funny.
we have to give the results for the 1v1 predictions from Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I think I won this one.
Or Tuesday, I mean, last Tuesday. This Tuesday, we might be doing something different that might also involve the 1v1 predictions. We'll see. Hopefully it goes through. But last week, it was Liam versus Woz. The matches they predicted were Manchester United versus Leipzig, which finished 5-0 for Manchester United. Juventus versus Barcelona, which finished 2-0 for Barcelona. Lille versus Celtic, which finished 2-2. Good job, Liam. Manchester United versus
Shaking your head,
Arsenal.
man. I'm surprised you didn't lose that game 6-0. Fuck off.
We played very well, and then we didn't.
Matt,
Yeah,
if-
you played
Matt, if
very
it
well
helps,
and
I
then
predict-
drew.
If
Yeah,
it
that-
helps, I predicted them to lose 4-1, and they didn't. So
I can't blame you for that. I can't. Good guess.
The other matches, Manchester United lost 1-0 to Arsenal, and Napoli lost to Sassuolo 2-0. So, Waz's points. He got 2 points. He said Barcelona were going to
that's
win.
bad.
He said 1-0. And he said Sassuolo were going to win 2-1. You should have not said Napoli to score, Waz. You almost got the extra point on that.
Yeah.
But will it cost you? Well, Liam's points. He predicted United to win over Leipzig, which surprisingly you didn't say was. But he said
we were gonna pick
Celtic were
Arsenal
going to
instead.
draw Lille. He got the points there.
Piss off.
And he said Arsenal were going to win. So Liam gets 3 points. Congrats to Liam.
Well done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, piss off, you ginger.
Also, shout out to Abbas B. He also got 3 points when he commented in the prediction video.
Nice.
But did I not? I got the tiebreaker perfect. Did
He
I
lost
not?
the tiebreaker to Liam because Liam got it perfect. 2-2.
Gang, 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 gang. Wait, what was the tiebreaker again?
Atalanta Ajax 2-2.
Gang, gang. I was watching that game. I thought it was gonna be like 4-4 the way the goals were going. I was like, oh my god, stop! Everyone, stop scoring! I need this to stay, and it happened.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to
So
questions now.
who will I be versing next week?
We'll find out. It depends who's available. It's just not Waz.
Cool.
He lost.
Yeah,
Yeah, piss off, was.
I'll take the L. I'm used to getting handed L's. Just watch my weekend league.
Let's do some questions. Let's go. Who is the worst signing ever?
Harry Maguire.
There's been a few of them.
Harry Maguire.
No, it's not. It's not Harry Maguire.
Harry
He can
Maguire.
actually play for the team.
Antoine Griezmann.
No.
Ousmane Dembele when he's injured again in 2 weeks.
Can
who
I
else
be
can I go
honest?
with here?
There's been maybe 2 at United I can think of. That's not Harry Maguire, and one is Angel Di Maria. Aside from his
fucking
ridiculous,
fantastic signing. You guys just assholes.
the chip shot was,
did he do?
and then the second one. I mean, Memphis Depay.
Again, you guys just fucking assholes.
No.
Two very
because
good
those
players.
are good players. Let me tell you who's a terrible signing. Dirk Boerichter. You've probably never heard of this man before. He came to Celtic. He was doing very good at Ajax. We signed him for a decent amount of money. Let me see how much we signed him for. He cost £3 million, which in terms of Celtic is a lot of money. You know, our club record transfer is $9 million. He played 16 games and scored 1 goal, and then he left.
Okay, well,
And I
if you
think
want
he's
to
a
go,
free
if you want to
agent
go this
now.
route, then let's talk about Liverpool's dynamic Italian duo, Fabio Barini
Fabio Barini.
and Mario fucking Balotelli. Have you ever seen 2 men more useless for a
I thought you were
club?
going to say Aquilani.
Oh my
Fuck, let's
God,
make it a
that's
trio.
been 100
Throw
years.
Aquilani. Oh, you spent him 30 million when 30 million was a lot. You guys spent a fucking rack on Aquilani, bro.
I was going to say a different trio of Liverpool players. We've had some bad
Dude, there's a
signings.
lot.
You've had a few.
Andy Carroll, 35 million. Ugh.
Oh my god.
That was not good. Paul
I liked him.
Konchesky,
I liked
shocking. Yusuf Poulsen, shocking.
I forgot he
Really
played
made
for you
some really
guys.
shit signings.
If
Oh my god.
if I can make actually 2 names from United, this is a throwback. Bebe
That was Freddie Adu.
and Eric Jemba.
How are you not? Dude, I'm sorry, but I'd
The
rather have
man's
Eric
so nice
Jemba
they
Jemba
named
than
him
fucking
twice.
spending 85 million on fucking someone who's about the same as Ben Tarkowski. All right,
How
Hey, man.
about
it's
how
a fucking lot of money.
Luka Jovic? What about Luka Jovic at Real Madrid?
So far, yeah, he's been
Yeah, it's
not
pretty
the
useless.
greatest signing in the
Terrible.
world.
It's been pretty bad.
Even Hazard's been terrible.
I mean, he had a good weekend
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, he had
yeah, he did score a nice goal.
But yes, Bebe definitely needs to be in the conversation.
What do you
So
mean, bro? Bebe was like sick. He was sick. He's
What
like
ab-
Andreas Pereira, man. Just underrated, bro.
Well, Matt, what about those like million Brazilians that never turned out into anything at Barcelona?
Oh, fuck.
What about if you are from
Alex
Wales?
Vidal, useless.
What if you're from Wales and you're a
We still
Swansea
have
City
Emerson on our
supporter?
books? He looks. decent.
Listen, what if you're a Swansea City supporter and you just signed Renato Sanchez, thinking this kid's gonna bring you to Premier League glory, and he just did nothing for the entire season?
But now he's cracked again. So fucking.
At least it was a
big
loan.
ups, Renato.
At least I was alone.
it was
Bro, I
so
take-
bad.
Bro, if I was Swansea City, I would take the fucking risk on loaning Renato Sanchez, bro. This guy was literally just deep dicking the entirety of Europe. You know?
You
At
wanna know
10.
what-
Fuck,
you
I
wanna know
take
what
him.
you want to know what Sir Alex Ferguson said about Eric Jemba?
What do you say?
He was a quick, aggressive, and good pass with the ball, the kind of athletic football we were looking for, added the legendary United boss. He has shown his development in playing in a very good Cameroon team, and he looks like a Manchester United player in every sense. But Jemba never quite lived up to his billing as a Roy Keane successor.
He did not.
I mean, I think there's a Liverpool
I don't think
French
you could
player.
replace Roy Keane with anybody, really.
I think there's a Liverpool French player there. I think Houli, who's the manager at the time, said he compared him to like Zidane and Vieira or something.
Question. I actually, you know who's a really bad signing? Kepa.
Oh, God, that's the same thing as Harry Maguire. Oh, man, it's about the same thing. I think it's worse, bro. Kepa's actually worse than Harry Maguire. That guy's fucking useless.
I mean, yeah, most expensive goalkeeper of all time is now on the bench.
Yeah, where he will be staying until he's sold. Because you
Or
know
Tom-
Perchek is going to get a game before him.
I have a question. Which clubs do you think over the next decade will rise and collapse? Example, Man City and the collapse of AC Milan and Man U.
I mean,
Well,
AC Milan collapsed because aside from Juventus, Italy's broke.
If-
Was broke. They're coming up again.
If Bartomeu somehow comes back to Barcelona, it will be Barcelona.
and Barcelona's currently on the trend downward, it seems.
Yeah, if Bartomeu somehow gets
the
reelected
question
whenever
was-
he runs again, yeah, we're going to the
Was
Liga
was
B
the question
or the Segunda division.
was the question
whatever the fuck they call it.
who could rise and who could fall?
Yeah.
Who also could rise, you think?
Could we see Tottenham Hotspur becoming an actual Premier League champion contender?
Probably it's possible.
Potentially.
They have the facilities.
Fucking-
They have the manager.
Liverpool fucking did it. If Liverpool did it, anyone can do it. No offense.
Teams like Leeds could become.
I was gonna say Leipzig
European
is definitely on
contenders.
that trend upwards. Even though they haven't
Leipzig?
won a title yet, they're definitely been contending.
But
in the top
Leipzig,
four.
Leipzig might sell players and they might lose their
Yeah.
manager, right?
Yeah.
They could go either way, really.
Yeah, but they always got that one very, very important thing that every club needs to succeed.
Money.
One team that's definitely fallen right now has been Schalke.
Yeah, no, they can't fall any
So-
further, so that's not part of this.
I mean,
conversation.
They can, they could get
They were
relegated.
top Bundes.
They are going to get relegated, though.
Don't say that
Yeah.
to Morata's the GOAT on TikTok.
We're on to the goat.
Yeah, that's
They're
good,
getting
yeah.
fucking relegated, dude. And
So
I'm gonna.
I know
I'm
your
gonna ask
account
the
is
next-
capped too because you said Murata's a goat. Get the fuck out of here. Your whole count is capped.
Next question: would you rather take Marcelo now or Alfonso Davies in 10 years?
wow,
Alfonso.
that's such a. I
difficult
don't know how I feel
question.
about that question because we don't know how
you
David.
can't. Exactly. You don't know what Davies going to be like in 10 years.
Yeah, but I'd rather invest in potential than just having an average left
yeah,
back.
10 years,
Or
Davies
slightly
is going to be
above average.
29, hopefully in his
Yeah.
prime. Hopefully injuries won't be caught up to him.
Even if he's as good as he is right now, I'm taking that over Barcelo.
Actually, he's
Like,
going
if
to be...
Alfonso Davies literally doesn't get any
You're
better,
kind of biased.
huh?
You're kind of biased. You are a Barcelona fan.
Nah, bro. Dude, if we're talking about Marcel 5 years ago, I'm taking Marcel every
I
fucking
like
day.
I like Marcel a lot. I think with
day.
Davies, it's the question will be if like, is his current injury going to hamper the rest of his career? Because
No.
what is it, a knee injury?
Ankle.
Ankle.
WWE.
That
It's
can
not even that
harm
serious
someone's
of an ankle
career.
injury either.
So
Ultimately, I'm gonna stick with our hometown boy. I'm gonna give it to Alfonso.
now,
Yeah, if this was this question's kind of bad because if it was Marcel a couple years back, then this would have been a way better. question.
Marcel was in a
couple-
unique like situation because he had Cristiano Ronaldo on his side. He could just cross the ball and goal.
It wasn't even that.
Wasn't
Marcel-
really
defensively-
playing.
Marcel was
Wasn't even
actually
playing
sick.
left back either.
Yeah,
He
his
kinda was
crossing
playing left
was
mid.
different.
Okay, so what if Alfonso? What about the potential Alfonso Davies in his prime and Marcel in his
Yeah,
best
that's the
days?
thing.
What would you choose then?
I'm gonna go
Prime
with
Marcel
Alfonso
or Prime
Davies.
I haven't seen Prime Davies yet.
Exactly.
But Prime
So you gotta
Marcelo
choose-
was-
You gotta choose Prime Marcelo because you don't know.
Prime
what could
Marcelo
be.
was insane, man. He was really good.
So you go.
I'm
You
with
gotta
gonna
think
Marcelo.
of it this way,
go-
man. Real Madrid are really used to letting go of players they think are surplus or
Yeah.
requirements, and that guy's been there for fucking ever.
Yeah, he's been and he's been in like the FIFA Team of the Years for how many
Like,
how often?
Marcelo in his prime was
Yeah.
a very probably one of the best left backs ever.
It's like the same thing with
So-
Danny Alves.
Danny Alves has got to be
But-
the best right back of all time, man. The guy's
I'm
crack.
yeah up there. I think I might actually go with Davies more so just because he's more versatile because he can play like left forward and striker.
You're telling me
So
the
that's-
fuck you couldn't put Marcelo at left wing? That's where he was
He
playing
probably
90% of the time.
but Davies' strength and pace is something else, and once he starts getting that defensive lockdown, he'll be something. So,
I'm still gonna have to take Marcelo. Like I played Real
but
Madrid.
Yeah. Go on,
No
Wazzy.
offense, Davies.
on top of that, actually, we did get a comment on TikTok. You know what's crazy? Alfonso Davies' hype is over.
Yeah, I saw that. You responded to that. I was like, well, he's injured. Right now.
injured. Sure, it's cooled down because the Champions League of last year is over. They won the Champions League.
think his hype is
So
dead.
I mean, and also Lucas Hernandez is playing in his position right now, so he kind of fell out of form. So the hype will come back. He's gonna win more Champions Leagues. He's gonna win more Bundesligas. It's gonna come back.
Yeah.
And it was funny thing happened at work today. Was I was just talking to one of my coworkers, and she's just casually saying, "Yeah, and like one of my old classmates, he just like won the Champions League." I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, the Alfonso Davies? He's like, yeah. I'm like, just laugh.
Is it mental? Like,
Also, I just want to say an early happy birthday to Alfonso Davies because his birthday is on November 2nd.
So when this video comes out, it's his
Wow.
birthday. Happy birthday, Alfonso.
Yes,
Woo!
yes. So happy right now in Germany, it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Alfonso.
next question. We're moving this on.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, overrated or underrated?
A little bit overrated. Not a lot of it overrated, but a little bit overrated. It's gonna piss some people off.
I
never said
I'm
he was
not even
bad.
gonna- I'm not.
Just a little bit overrated.
Don't worry. I might have to go agree with Matt a little bit. I think it's just rated, but
I think he's rated. I think.
I think he's obviously talented. I think he's just a tad overrated. Just
no,
Especially by Man
yeah.
U fans. Most, well, aside from Wads here, most Man U fans. I think he's a little bit overrated.
but that doesn't
I'm not
mean we're
gonna
saying
Second
he's
coming of
crap.
Jesus.
No, I think
No.
it's been great for
Very
us. He's-
good.
He did. There was a point where he just basically turned our club around, and we got
Oh, he's a
third.
very, very good player.
But
He provided some motivation to
he
your club.
he takes way too many risks. He always goes for the spectacular. It seems, and he needs to score in big matches. For example, Chelsea, Arsenal. Like he in recent matches, he hasn't provided what we wanted from him. He's been good. He's been a hard worker off the ball.
I think you should.
And
I
on-
think when it comes to
but-
scoring goals, you should come after Martial before you start coming after. Bruno.
No, I agree with Martial. Yeah, he's been inconsistent as hell. I mean,
He's
we've
been
only
inconsistent
relied on
his whole
Rashford
fucking
for
life.
goals. You're not even wrong.
Like,
So,
Next
yeah,
question.
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Next question. Who is the most unlucky player?
I swear we've gotten this before, no?
Now we got who's the luckiest. Now who's the most unlucky player, and it's Marco Royce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Boom. Done.
Especially
Appreciate that
when
question.
it came to World World Cup 2014.
Everything.
When he got injured in the preseasons for the World Cup. And how long was he out for? 4 months or more?
Mm-hmm.
And then he just kept getting more injuries and injuries.
Yeah, and then also in this season where Dortmund were close to winning the Bundesliga a few years ago, he got injured at a bad time, and Dortmund started playing worse as the season went on. Thankfully, he did win a trophy with Dortmund.
He won a couple. No, only one.
Yeah, one.
You can kind of say the same for maybe Mario Götze after the World Cup. Because after the World Cup, he got into that, that bowel issue.
Mm-hmm.
And
but at least he won that World Cup.
Yeah.
At least he was integral to that.
It peaked at 2014, and then after that, it went downhill. The guy's playing now in the Netherlands.
What about he's probably not the most unluckiest because he's actually won stuff after this happened. This guy had probably one of the most unluckiest periods. Santiago Canizares, the former Valencia keeper. He lost in the Champions League final.
Blonde guy?
The blonde guy, yeah.
Fuck, that guy's blonde.
Yeah, he lost the Champions League final in 2000, 2001, and he missed the 2002 World Cup because I think he dropped perfume and it injured his foot.
Oh my god. Wow. Who's another player I would say? At times I found Patrice Evra to be unlucky. The happiest man in football. He didn't win titles, but when it came to finals, I think he only won one Champions League out of 4. He was there with Juventus in the finals and United against Barcelona, and every time the guy won Euro final, he was at
running against that Barcelona team was kind of a tragedy.
And he lost the Euro final of France, so
I think a player who was unlucky because they never really reached the potential that they could have reached was the fantastic Joaquinho.
Oh my god.
He's great on the wing. He crossed the ball in. The thick Ginge was there to tap it home. But I mean, Joaquinho was brilliant back in the day. He never made it to the heights he could have.
Fuck you.
Sure.
When was this guy ever good? If we're talking about pro clubs,
He's got an icon. He's got an icon card right there.
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, which he made. By the way, guys,
so-
do you still have that thing? I don't even know. Go make a card. Fuck it. Full send.
You can use code 90th, but I don't even know if that's still active. You can try.
That is the last question I had.
I was trying to look up.
Waz, you have any more?
I was trying to look up Balak because I know he had a few years where he lost a couple finals in a row.
Yeah,
Balak
he
had a lot of finals. Yeah.
But I accidentally misspelled
John Terry?
Balak. I accidentally misspelled Balak. I put two A's by accident, and Google said showing results for ball sack.
Jesus.
Are you 10?
Okay then.
What? It's just what happened.
You know what's funny? I watched your top 5 Sergio Ramos TikTok you guys made without me.
Yeah.
And literally during that week, I was going to try and make a TikTok saying, is Sergio Ramos the top 5 defender of all time? Because I didn't get to that part of the podcast where you talked about that.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to...
What was the result of that? That one's hard.
Greg said he's top 5. A lot of the comments said he was top 5 or even top 3, which I don't agree with.
I think that's just people forgetting about the center backs of the past, man.
Yeah,
Fucking John.
Yeah.
You could even look at John Terry, man. That guy was in the FIFA World Player of the Year rankings, the most out of any center back
Ferdinand
ever.
Vidic, yeah.
You have Ferdinand Vidic. You've got a plethora. I couldn't name them all. Nesta, Maldini, dude.
Baresi,
Plethora of Italian
Beckenbauer.
center back. Like
I've got a question.
top 5 might not even be there.
Tiago Ramos has asked us a question
Hey,
on
Thiago.
YouTube.
Oh, what's up, Tiago?
He
What's
goes,
good, my guy?
big question I have for you guys. Could you please answer this on your next podcast? If you could revoke a transfer that your club sold or bought in the last 5 years, who would it be?
Neymar. Oh my fuck, dude. Oh, that's easy. Neymar.
Moussa
Ain't going anywhere,
Dembele. Come back, Dembele. Come back.
Dude, if we
A
didn't lose
front two of
Neymar, we
Dembele
wouldn't
and
have spent money on
Edouard. Oh,
Coutinho,
boy.
Griezmann, Dembele. We wouldn't be broke. We wouldn't be shit. Oh my god.
Come back, Moussa. Come back, please.
Last 5 years? That's kind
Fraser
of hard.
Forster. Fraser Forster, come back as well. I'll take you.
Liam?
Yeah.
There is a question for you, I assume.
Oh, we were still answering this question. Waz, how are
sorry.
you?
Sorry.
Who would you bring back or not sell 5 years?
From my own club or what?
Yes, for Manchester United.
In the last 5 years?
Last 5 years, who would you not sell and who would you bring back?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Or
I'm
not either not bring in or bring back.
I might bring back Memphis Depay. Well, same for Lukaku, but
Who would you not
if you
sign?
brought him back, you'd still fucking misuse
Harry
him, so.
Maguire. I would not re-sign him. If I could choose not to sign him, 100%.
Yeah, Lucas.
Recent years have been good transfer-wise, but I guess 5 years ago it was 2015, and I think that's when Benteke came in.
Is that yeah? Because Suarez been gone for 5
Suarez was
years.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, Benteke was 5 years ago, and that was a lot of money for a guy who didn't fit our system at all, and then his career just completely unwind.
What about Lloris Karius?
I mean,
He lost to a Champions League final.
yeah, but we won the Champions League final the next season, so I don't
mean,
really
yeah,
have
there's-
that. I'm not going to have that
Lost
much
to Mizzou.
bad
I
saw
thoughts
this-
about him.
I saw this one comment from our boy Aprim. He says, "Petition to make Matt does movie reviews after the Will Smith thing."
I'm not gonna lie, those would be kind of funny, but we're
I
gonna
have a
have
video
to wait.
series idea for that.
Matt has to watch some more
Matt.
movies.
You said you had
Matt does
a
review.
question for me, Waz?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Callum McGregor's career?
I like Callum McGregor. Actually, he's a very hard working midfielder.
I like Conor
He's
McGregor too.
been-
Oh wait, my bad.
No, McGregor's been good. He scored some big goals for us. I mean, I remember his one against Bayern Munich. He slotted it home past Manuel Neuer. Statistically, so far this season, he's our best passer of the ball. He's doing well defensively in the midfield. He's doing well creativity-wise. He seems to be a player that just does it for the job. Because he doesn't complain about positioning or anything like that. He goes out and does his thing. So I like Callum McGregor. It's been a very interesting episode. Lots of technical difficulties. I do apologize. But
Yeah, Liam's on
hopefully you
dial-up
have
internet
enjoyed it.
still.
If you're listening, pretty much. If you are listening on audio apps, make sure you share this with your friends. Help us get our name out there. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed with your notifications on. Hit like on this video. Comment down below. Get involved with our conversations tonight. We want to hear from you guys. And send in your questions for next week's podcast. But from all of us here at the 90th Minute, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. We will see you next time.